How SpaceX is making reusable rockets. Musk, with his peculiar ideas and infinite enthusiasm, established SpaceX and started manufacturing rockets in 2002, with the inedible object of building a colony on Mars. Over the years, they've completely altered the image of aerospace industry by introducing outstanding reusable rockets after years of dumping spacecrafts once used for a mission. Finally, it's time for a change. Welcome to TechSpot. The SpaceX Reusable Launch System Development Program is a privately funded program to develop a bunch of modern technologies for an orbital launch system that might be reused multiple times. SpaceX has been pursuing such kinds of technology over many years to enable a full and fast reusability of space launch vehicles. The long-term objectives of this project include returning the first stage of the launch vehicle to the launch site in minutes, and to design such a vehicle that could be reused a few hours after its orbital return. The program was publicly announced in 2011. While SpaceX accomplished a successful landing and retrieval of the first stage in December of 2015, the first reflight of a landed first stage occurred in March of 2017. Moving at a fast pace, the second reflight occurred in June 2017. No surprise, the third attempt occurred in October of 2017 with the SES-11 EcoStar 105 mission. Reflights of the refurbished first stages soon took into a routine. In May of 2021, B-1051 became the first booster to power 10 missions. With its Falcon 9 rocket, SpaceX carried forward the concept of vertically launching and landing a rocket. SpaceX realized it was not enough to build a reusable rocket. A launch vehicle must be quickly reusable, however, at a lower cost. SpaceX is almost there. It has cut turnaround times for the use of a Falcon 9 to less than 2 months. Keeping in mind that the Falcon 9 is smaller and less capable than the shuttle, but its per mission cost is sustainably less than $50 million or 3% of the shuttle flight. People who have been in this industry for a while have been looking at this and hoping for a while it would happen. Then all of a sudden, you have a tipping point, said Randy Kendall, Vice President of Launch Enterprise Operations for the Aerospace Corporation. There was no doubt the physics could be conquered. It was a question of whether the economics could be conquered. In the future, it was most companies that would have some element reuse. Everyone I've talked to is thinking about it. The Europeans, Chinese, and Russians all have plans to reuse within the next decade. Since SpaceX successfully landed the Falcon 9 rocket in December of 2015, from that point forward, the company has returned about 70 additional rockets and reflown a booster 49 times. By putting resources into reuse, SpaceX has not only been able to significantly cut its cost per launch, it has also opened up a lot of factory space at its factories. Because it no longer has to build 9 new Merlin engines at the first stage core for each flight, the launch to landing process for the Falcon 9 rockets takes just minutes to achieve, and the company aims to cut relaunch turnaround times to just 24 hours. Reusing the rockets costs SpaceX less than half the amount of building new ones. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe. SpaceX eventually shifted its focus towards landing the first stage of the Falcon 1 by parachute. Hard luck, the stage did not survive the re-entry into the atmosphere. SpaceX subsequently switched to developing a powered descent landing system. In September of 2013, SpaceX successfully relit 3 engines and spent a booster on the orbital launch, and the booster re-entered the atmosphere at hypersonic speed without burning up. Also in May 2014, SpaceX publicly announced an extensive test program for a related reusable technology, a purposefully landed space capsule called Dragonfly. SpaceX's Dragon capsules have been modified and redeveloped bit by bit for reuse. Structural elements and internal components are being refurbished between flights. While the heat shield is swapped for each new mission, Dragon's trunk section cannot be reused. It has to be designed to burn up in the atmosphere after completing its mission. SpaceX Dragon 2 is intended to be reused too. Initially, it was planned to use new capsules for all crewed NASA missions, but experience with the demonstration mission leads to NASA and SpaceX agreeing to reuse starting from Crew 2. SpaceX doesn't have to save an entire Falcon 9 rocket after each launch though. It saves the first stage, the 14-story core of the Falcon 9 that includes the main engines and most of the fuel needed for launch. About a few minutes after takeoff, the first stage separates from the top of the rocket. After stage separation, the booster flaps around. An optional boost back burn is done to reverse its course. A re-entry burn, controlling direction to arrive the landing site, and the landing burn to effect the final low altitude downshift to shore. SpaceX intended to develop technology to extend reusable flight hardware to second stages. A more challenging engineering topic because the vehicle travels its orbit velocity. Second stage reuse is considered fundamental to Elon Musk's plan to enable the settlement of Mars. SpaceX eventually polished the techniques that help it land the Falcon 9 booster after missions, moving from landing 2 boosters in 2014 to landing 15 boosters in 2017. Designing a rocket to land means it can carry less into space and requires a leftover fuel for return trip. SpaceX's rocket reusability plan is a long-term investment, and it can be hard to qualify the overall savings due to the myriad of factors at play. Musk noted in March 2017 that the company had spent over $1 billion in reusable launch technologies, which meant the firm also needs to recoup the development costs from a reuse program rather than directly passing on those savings to the consumer. However, SpaceX's investment do not stop with the Falcon 9. The Starship, SpaceX's in-development rocket being produced in Texas, is designed to offer full reusability. Check out the video on SpaceX's Starship to know more about it. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next one.